Okay, guys, I think today I have the Anna Griffin Teapot gift box dice set to share with you guys. I picked this up on HSN before the craft day. It's been here for a couple days. I just had to get to some other things, including those beautiful new releases from Spellbinders, you guys. Oh my gosh, love that. I mean, look at this. And so I've been working on those and, concentrate on that. And today I finally get to this. Now, I don't believe it's still available on HSN. I think it's sold out. But if it's available, I'll try and link it in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're a purchase item for those links. Again, possibly embedded in the video here. I will say, I thought this was going to have an auto ship because when I picked it up last week, it said more options available, and it only said single ship. And I was like, but I really want it, and I don't want it to sell out, but like, what if it does have an auto ship? So I went ahead and bought it, like I said, like a week before the craft day. It did take a while to get here, guys. I don't know what's going on. I keep getting these shipped from like Tennessee or something like that, and it takes forever. But anyway, I never saw it go to an auto ship option. Like, I kept checking back throughout, like, closer to the craft day, and I was like, that's weird. So I was going to order it again. I would have two, because I want to get on the auto ship. And I never saw it. So you guys can let me know if it does have an auto ship, or if you got that, or if you know anything about that. Maybe, I have no idea. Or maybe it was already an auto ship before and I missed that one, and so this is just, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know why it said that it had another option, but it did not. But anyway. But the only thing you can click was single ship. And sometimes what HSM will do is they'll release something as an auto ship, like they've done it with Diamond Press before, and then you have to select single ship to click over to single ship. But this didn't do that either because it's not in my auto ship manager. It didn't show up as auto ship. I'm like, what is going on? So like I left it just alone without clicking single ship, and I thought, well, maybe one day it'll just magically appear, but it has not. So we will see. But yeah, it's the Teapot box dies, and I think it's so funny because the image I saw of it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I was doing to the little purses. Remember the little purses that she made it so tight that it would like close up, and then you couldn't put anything in it unless the person destroys it, or however, it was just kind of awkward. So I was showing you guys to cut it, but that also had two different pieces, maybe two or three, to make the base part of it. This is all attached. And already I know we're going to have to do something different with that because you can't, well, in my opinion, you can't have two of these laying over each other because then the tabs and it's just going to be silly. So I think what I'm going to do is cut this off of one of them. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So let's see what we have here. You Are My Cup of Tea. Very cute. Again, you have your large die. Let me give you a measurement on that. I don't know if there's measurements on here. I never paid attention to that with the Anna Griffin things. I don't think there are. Okay, I'm looking at the very tippy top of that to like here, right? At least. I would say 7 1/8 just to be sure. So at least 7 1/8, guys. A machine that can accommodate that. I think the widest point is this bottom part. By 7... I would say 7. Let's say 7 1/8 square. Okay, so you need to have a machine that can accommodate at least that for this to work for you guys. Very cute. I love the little, that has like these accent pieces like the spoon and then the top of your teapot. You have a little tea bag with like some little accent features on there. The cute sentiments, time for tea with a cute little like doily kind of feel. Again, you are my cup of tea. Get well soon. Tea makes everything better. And I mean, these you can use on other sets that are like coffee and tea related or whatever, or another little gift thing. It doesn't have to be this guy. So I think it's really fun. I love what we're talking about here, right? The subject matter. So she says you need 2 bases, embellishments as you want, of course, your beautiful papers, whatever it is that you want to do. Yeah, okay, so they're not telling you to cut one away. What they're telling you is to stick these guys together and then do the scoring and all that, which will make it sturdier, but again, just like with a pop-up or anything else, 2 spaces cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Let me show you what I mean. Because a lot of times people will leave comments kind of negating that or trying to, and let me show you. I'm just going to grab 2 scrap pieces of paper. These are almost the same. I don't know if I would call this black piece a scrap piece because it's a nice piece of cardstock, but that's okay. Let's just cut this. And you can imagine, even if you glue these together, they're not going to want to do the same thing. And now let's say we scored it, and I'm not going to take... okay, let's take a moment to score it. I was just going to fold it, but again... let's see... Didn't I just get a scoring tool the other day? I did, but where is it? I don't know. Let's use this. Okay, I'm doing 2 pieces at the same time. So obviously we're gonna have to really get this scored. Okay, let's pretend that's that. Even if these are taped together, when I go to fold it, I don't know if you can see, it's already, this white piece is getting closer to the edge of this black piece because they're not gonna sit, it's impossible, okay? Because one is always gonna be pushed out to the left or to the right or whatever, you know? So it's pushing over this way. Look how close it is to the edge at this point. Not this, let's not pay attention to that, but down here, only because it's crooked. So when you open it, look, if I do that, see that gap? You can see the light coming through? That's a problem. And if those are taped together, it's still going to be a problem because it just wants to tear. Like, it's just not great. So for me, I don't like doing that. When I have a pop-up, I like to either cut this piece of paper so that they're actually stuck to the thing. So when you open it, it'll still open up nice and flat. It's not possible, you guys. It's just not possible. What is that? Physics? No, it's not the law of physics. I don't know. You just can't have them. It's just not going to work, even if it's a hair, right, difference. So this right here, I can imagine folding that and then folding, it's just going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to cut and just put this piece on top of this piece and let this side pieces be the side pieces. So I hope that makes sense. You can do it. Try it. Let me know what you think. Here the base is mirrored together. I've shown, of course, fold the middle tabs, obviously. So, I mean, it's super simple. I mean, this is the most basic kind of box base ever. So that's really cool. So what you're gonna wanna do is get your pretty papers. If you see two-tone things like this, what they're doing is running it through and then cutting it themselves, fussy cutting those pieces. And I know a lot of people don't care for that. If I did it, I would do it much like they're showing here, kind of in a rounded nature. I would follow the curve just so it looks more natural, right? So just follow the curve of the little thing. I don't know if I'll be doing that today. I think we're just gonna do a simple putting it together. If your paper does have a certain direction, obviously, we're going to pay attention to that. If you are using a pattern paper, you're definitely going to want to flip one over because you only have the one side, right? You only have a left or a right, whatever you want to call it, but you only have this one. So you can imagine if you run it through twice on the right side of your paper, the other one, when you flip it to go on the other side, it's going to be facing the wrong way, right? So you're going to have to run through your paper on one side and then the other, but we'll talk about that in just a minute because I'll probably use a pattern paper. Why not? I have plenty of pattern paper. And, oh, I did order the Simply Scrapbook kit that they had on clearance for like $39. I think it's still on clearance. I would buy that just for the paper, you know, and that pricing is amazing. And it's the whole, you know, another scrapbook. And I already have another set of that same one because it's the Meadow one, the one I did a whole tutorial on. I do plan on doing tutorials on the other ones, guys. It's been crazy. Let's let things settle down. And of course, once things settle down, it's going to be summer and the kids are here. And, but I try, guys. I try. I'm sorry if I don't get around to everything super quick. Oh, here's that scoring tool I told you I just got from Crafter's Companion, which actually goes with that scoreboard, which is funny. Let me put that over here. Okay, let me grab some pattern paper. We have tons of it, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, you know, I looked through a bunch of different paper, and I thought, you know what? It doesn't have to be 12-inch paper, and also it doesn't have to be Anna Griffin paper, so I'm using this timer press paper. It's so pretty. Look at the little shine on it. This is from the All Occasions Today special that they had a while back. If it's still available, I'll link it there, but I'm going to cut this. So, you know, Anna would probably just turn this one over and run it through together. So if you want to do that, you definitely can, but you have to have one on the opposite side. So if you cut this one, you cut this one, so you can imagine when you go to line them up, this one's facing with the little teapot, you know, that way, the spout, and then the other side will be facing the right way. If you cut them both on the right side of your paper, you're going to have them facing the wrong way when you go to place them correctly. So I'm going to run them through separately because that's what I prefer to do. So I'm just going to run this guy through and then the other one. And yes, that means you are going to have a rough cut where the pretty side should be showing, but you know, that's what it is. You have the one die. This side, it's going to have a nice cut here, but it's going to be a rough cut on here. But that's just how it is. So, well, no, because we are going to use this. Forget it. I was going to say, a lot of times when I don't need a whole like piece like this, I would line this up, you know, to get the least of that I need. But you are going to need this bottom portion, so yeah. I'll just leave it like this. Okay, so I'm going to run them both through. Again, one on the right side of my paper, one on the opposite side of my paper, and I will be right back. Oh, you know what? Since this is very simple, I'll also cut this accent piece with some gold paper. Probably some matte gold paper. And then we'll start decorating. Okay, and I just grabbed my tangerine for this, but you know, whatever machine you have that's large enough to accommodate these dies. Just want to show you that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, just using all kinds of machines today and see how they work out, which I already know how they work out, but just to show you guys. A lot of times I don't show the die cutting because we all have different machines. That's not really what the video's about, but look at that. I mean, the pressure in this guy is so good, so it gets all those different nooks and crannies. That was the Marquee, which did come back in stock on HSN, I think in the aqua color and maybe the purple. But anyway. All right, let's show you what I was talking about. So clearly these guys are going to lay over each other like this. That's kind of what they're showing in the instruction. And then, you know, you have score it and all that and glue them together. It's just not the best. I don't even want to score the one because it's just going to look silly. So this one is the one where the die came in and it looks really nice, right, on the nice side. So this is going to be the front of my project for sure. So let's go ahead and score this guy up. And I'm going to keep most of this one because that way I cut a lot of this one away. And then this one is just going to tuck in here. So I'm going to cut these sides off. That's just what I'm doing. You don't have to do that. But either way, if you had them stuck together, you're still going to have a rough edge, right? Because that's just what it's going to look like. Regardless, let me grab this. I don't know why I feel like I'm out of breath right now. Anyway, when I cut this, I'm not cutting it right on the line because when it sits there again, it's going to be impeding this score line, right? This guy. So I'm going to cut it right towards the inside, to the left over here and to the right of the score line, just a little bit. And if I have to cut a little bit more, I will. So I'm just getting that right up there. Same thing on this side, a little bit to the right of the score line so it nestles in nicely. Okay. And again, this is the rough cut side, and people, you know, you can run it through your die cutting machine. A friend here always tells me get like a silicone tip tool and just rub around it, and at least it flattens that out a little bit. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, there's a ridge there clearly from the die, but it does kind of flatten out. I don't know if you saw it before. Okay, let's see that bump there, right? So I'm just using a scoring tool, which is quite flat and hard, and it still kind of irons that out for you a little bit. I don't really want to scrape it up too much, but just a little tip. Okay, if you were going to die cut this too, like I said, like the two-tone, like where it has like a gold handle or whatever, if you run it through, you know, this one has a pink handle, which is very cute. I do like that little bit of accent. I would just follow the lines, and you can see the line right there, like right in there. I would just follow there, but at the very edge, right, the curve. This one doesn't have one, but you can kind of make it up as you go along there. So I'm just going to glue this together. Again, I like to use wet glues because unless you tear it, it's not going to come apart. Oh, and that gold paper I use is actually the champagne paper from Griffin, which is very lovely, but I had this piece sitting here, and I was like, you know what? Actually, that color, I think, coordinates better with this paper anyway. Like, doesn't it? It's very cool. Just a different kind of gold. Okay, so again, that's nestled in there. I can see it's not going to impede anything. Perfect. And then we're going to pop this up here, and then pop this side up here. I'm going to wait a little bit because this paper is treated. It's coated, so I don't want to just start messing with it because I bet you if I wanted to, I can pull this apart right now. It takes a little minute for that to set up. Some people like to use a combination of a dry glue, like a liner, and a wet glue because the liner will grab it right now and the wet glue keeps it there forever. So however you want, but just doing this one. And again, this little guy's basically you're going to bring these up to where they don't show, which is right along there and right along here. I'm looking at this very bottom little piece because if you bring out too much, obviously it's going to show. Maybe it doesn't bother you, but I would bring it right against there. So it looks like it could hold your deli squares really nicely. It can hold actual tea packets really nicely. Probably some single pieces of Walker's like shortbread, it looks like. They would hold nicely. I'm also going to do one side at a time because again, my paper is kind of slippery. So I'm going to focus on one side, one tab. I'm gonna look at this and show you, hold on, see? That's what I'm telling you. That treated paper will absolutely just come apart. I wanna see where they're kind of showing. They're not really being super specific about that. So to me, I just pitch it in as much as gives me the biggest space, but also doesn't show on the very edge here. So that would be about here again, like I showed you guys. Just past this little notch at the bottom. Hold that for a minute. This is probably gonna be pretty quick. So again, see? Ugh, okay. I tried, but I'm also being impatient. So let me hold this here. Okay, that looks good. And hold this one here. And I will be back. And then we'll do this part. Boop. Wow, this is taking longer than I thought. Every time I come up to like show it to you guys, it's like boop, pops off. Okay. So a little glue here. Obviously you want to make them even, but I think if you follow those little bits, it's going to be pretty even. And here. I can turn this one over. Actually, let me look at it from here. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm just looking from the front to see if it's too far off. Okay. Now this will be a little harder to kind of get your hands in there, but I'll hold it and just have the pressure sticking together. And then if I need to, I can kind of pop this in here. And if you don't like how close it is again, cut it straight across like here, and then it'll be more open. Pretty much what I did with the purses whenever she had that purse line up. So if you feel like that's still a little too stuck together or whatever, I think that's plenty though, because the paper you can kind of flex it to get things in and out. I think that's pretty funny though, because you know, every time I made a video on those purses, I was doing that, I was cutting them, and then she came out with a die that basically was shorter. That's all I was asking for. Okay, this is the side I just put together, so I'm going to make sure that's touching, and I'll be right back. Okay, so, you know, clearly she's decorating with lots of, you know, flowers from like your stash, and I have tons of flowers in my stash, of course. Maybe they don't go with this because this is a Diamond Press, you know, set. I will say I do have other ephemera from that set that maybe I can pop on here. I'm going to glue this straight down. No, it'll be cute popped up, huh? Let's pop it up. I was thinking about gluing it straight down, but why not make it a little more fun? So this is kind of some high dimensionals. I don't know where I got these, but they're too high. Like, I like them to be a little bit less dimensional, but that's all right. So let's pop this on here. I'll take the backs off and I'll be right back. I will say my craft day order is supposed to be here today. I'll probably do the video, but I already released another Spellbinders video this morning, and then I'll probably release this one because I want to, and so I'll probably release that video tomorrow. Kind of interesting that this does not have the same curvature as this. Do you see that? This has a curve and then another, but this covers the whole thing. I don't know. This is the front side, at least it is in my opinion, because of the way, you know, the die cut in. But if you want this, you know, you want to face a different way, fine, but this rough side is going to be your front. I'm only decorating the front, but if you want to cut these guys for the front and the back, you can definitely do that. I don't know if this is supposed to be drop shadowed, or, you know what I'm saying, there's supposed to be some area. It looks like it just goes right on. So that's how I'll do it. Okay, very cute. And I went ahead and grabbed the ephemera from this kit before we move on to do some other stuff. Well, not before. I guess we can look at it either way. Oh, this is so cute because it has a, again, this is from the pop-up. That's what it was. It was the pop-up collection, everyday kind of thing. What is this? It's like stuff is stuck to my hands from the thing over here. I mean, all these little flowers and even like little birdhouse. I don't know. I wasn't looking for something like that, but I will go through this and find some pieces that I think might be cute. Oh my gosh. Look at the little grass. I mean, you can make a scene on there with those. Not how they were intended, but that works real well. Super cute. A lot of stems on here because, again, it's the pop-up. I was thinking a butterfly. Unless they have a small bird. Okay, let's go with birdie. Oh, the bluebird. That's just like the same in the paper. Ooh, that's tough. This is a pop of color, though, so maybe we'll go with that guy. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're going to do that little guy, even though the blue one obviously goes like perfect. And then this little sprig. So maybe a sprig, maybe the bird. I don't know. Maybe the bird. Not that kind of bird. Okay. Again, tea bag if you want to decorate with that. I don't know. I mean, with the birds and everything, maybe I'll still do the spoon. So I'll run the spoon through something silver maybe just to make it totally different. Or what do you guys think? I mean, it'd be cute if it was the same color as the teapot lid. Well, I'll think about that one. And then you are my cup of tea. Time for tea. Get well soon. I don't know. Maybe the bigger one. Which is the You Are My Cup of Tea. Let me think. Oh, so we have that, and then we have like the sprig from back here or something, and then maybe the little bird somewhere, and then the spoon I know the spoon and silver kind of clashes, but I feel like, I don't know why, I'm just feeling something different. So maybe we do that, and maybe we run this one through the champagne. No, yes, no. We'll see. Whatever I decide with, I'll come back and show you. Okay, well, you know, I spent all of 2 seconds looking for silver paper, and I'm like, forget it. So I'm going to use this platinum champagne paper, and then I'm going to do something a little unorthodox. Let's see if this works out. When I was looking for silver paper, I came across this like immediately, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty olive color, and it matches, and I'm pretty sure it's from the All Occasions paper that Dye & Press brought out when they brought out these other things. Excuse me, sorry about that. So then we'll take this piece, and I'm just going to run it through. So I'll be right back. And let's see about that one. And again, this isn't a shiny paper like that, but you should see the embossing. So there you go. Okay, let me clean up a bit and we'll put this together. Okay, so if I have this here, ooh, let's put a little dimension back over here. I want to have this little half piece too. I don't know if that's very sticky anymore, but is that the sticky side? I don't even know. No, it's not. There we go. So let's do that. And I'm going to stick this down first because I do want that in the background. Just kind of having an idea of where I want everything. I think it'll be like right there. And again, I'm going to hold this down for a minute because I am using a wet glue on slippery little paper. Maybe something like that. And if this is over here and my little spoon. Yeah, okay. Don't know if the little bird should be kind of on top. Is that awkward? Let's see. Yeah, that there. You have this guy on top of that. Maybe bring this down a little bit more then. If that's the case, I'm going to bring this higher up, I think. So it needs to be a little more accenty over here. There we go. So if I'm putting this guy. Okay. I'm going to glue this down flat. See where we are, if that's there, and this is here. Cute, maybe a little higher up like that. Maybe, I like that better. Right down about there. Okay, I'm gonna hold that down. And then we're gonna need to bring this guy up too, but I don't wanna use as much dimension as I used on the other one. Where was the other set? I just had it. Some dimensionals that are, here we go. So these are the Anna Griffin ones. The little tiny ones are very skinny. Hope that makes sense. Like they're not very thick. So that works out real well. Let me keep this down though before I move on to that. Just so that stays flat. I'll be right back. I was holding that and removing the pieces in the back of this. And then a ton of glue here because I really want that to help me. Cute. Okay, so that has dimension there. And then hold this down right here. And then we'll do our spoon. And for sure the spoon, I think, I'll have a little bit of dimension. Again, everything's dimensional back in this direction. And that's probably what I'll do. I need to somewhere for this to hold. You know what? Maybe I'll flatten that and leave it more popped up over here. So that sounds good. But this time I'll put plenty of stuff because it does want to be kind of bendy. And then we will be done. At least I will. You want to put a little tea bag, you know, cute. And then just stuff it with, oh, it'd be so cute if you put a little handkerchief. I have little handkerchiefs here that I picked up not too long ago. Well, maybe over a year ago now from Amazon, just to be cute. There we go, something like that. And I think I need to support it even here. I'll take that back off. I'll be right back. So I took the back off of that, and then just to help support it as it comes down over here. So this needs a little glue here, and I'm just gonna hold that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys. So that's my little gift box. I mean, super cute. I love the paper because it just really fills everything out. The accent color on the inside is really nice. You have a really nice space there to pop in your little goodies. Let me see the sizing on this for you guys. Okay, well, the finished project is probably about the 7 inches like we talked about, but it's like 6 3/4, right? Without the metal edges. Top down is just under 5 inches. And the little pocket here is 2.5 by 1 3/4. And the height, I mean, you can leave things sticking out, so I don't know that really matters, excuse me, but it's 2 1/8. And there it is. I love the little subject matter of this. I think it's really cute. It came together really nicely. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, if it's currently available, or maybe some of the other things I use, I'll link them there with HSN and YouTube currently. You know, it might be in the video here. It might be a little shopping bag, like a little cute icon there, or under the video at the very top of the description box. Sometimes I'll hide it somewhere else, which is odd. Or it says shop products or show products, something like that. So thanks for watching. This whole time I've had these things sitting here, and I'm like, how cute is that? Like, it feels very, I don't know, Tarzanish. No, the colors, something about this reminds me of like that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.